Title: The 10,000-Year Peace is Over. Scene: Kion Imperial Warbridge, orbit of Velkar Prime. Lieutenant Dex, her violet skin darkening with embarrassment, stood rigid before the command throne. The humans, Supreme Commander, they're laughing. Supreme Commander Zorak's 4 obsidian eyes blinked in rapid succession, a Kion gesture of volatile agitation. His upper appendages gripped the reinforced alloy of his command chair until the frame groaned beneath the pressure. "Replay the transmission," he growled. The main view screen flared to life, displaying the human representative, a woman with auburn hair shorn to military precision and eyes the color of deep ocean. Her name, according to their data, was Admiral Tessa Monroe, Supreme Commander of Earth's Defense Forces. Transmission playback, human diplomatic broadcast. Admiral Monroe leaned forward slightly, a smirk dancing on her lips. "Let me get this straight," she said, amused. "You, the mighty Kion Empire, are declaring war on humanity because we refuse to grant you exclusive mining rights to an uninhabited rock at the edge of our solar system." The silence on the Kion bridge deepened. Zorak's secondary heart began to thump wildly, a reaction equal parts rage and disbelief. "We are the Kion Empire," Zorak had declared in his message. "We have conquered 12 galaxies. Our warships blot out suns. Our armies number in the trillions. The treaty your ancestors signed has expired, and we will not renew it. Surrender now or face extinction." And the human had laughed. "You realize," Monroe continued in the playback, "we've been watching you for the past 1,000 years, right? Monitoring your communications, analyzing your strategies, learning your limitations. That treaty? It wasn't for our protection. It was for yours." Scene: War Council. Silence. The bridge fell silent. 50 of the highest-ranking Kion officers turned slowly to face their supreme commander. "She's bluffing," whispered Science Officer Krell, her voice barely audible. "They must be." Zorak's eyes narrowed. "Are they?" he demanded, turning to Intelligence Director Lurar. "Why aren't they afraid? Why aren't they begging for mercy?" Lurar's exoskeletal plating clicked nervously as he stepped forward. "Supreme Commander, our intelligence on humanity is limited. The Treaty of Neutral Observation kept us 5 light-years from their system. We were forbidden from conducting surveillance." "Then tell me what we do know," Zorak snapped. "When first contact was made," Lurar replied, "they had only just achieved orbital flight. Their weapons were chemical, their medicine surgical, primitive. But now—" "Now?" Zorak thundered. "Now, we don't know," Lurar admitted. "We've detected sporadic bursts of exotic energy over the centuries, but nothing conclusive. It's possible they've advanced." "In 1,000 years?" Zorak scoffed. "Impossible. We took 15 millennia to achieve interstellar capability." "With respect, Supreme Commander," interjected Fleet Admiral Dex, her facial tentacles twitching uneasily. "Perhaps we should send a scout vessel. Assess their true strength." "Cowardice," Zorak barked. "From my Fleet Admiral." "Commander," Dex persisted, "if there's even a chance she's telling the truth—" "Enough!" Zorak rose to his full height, 12 feet of armored dominance. "Ready the armada. All ships, all warriors, we will darken their skies, boil their oceans. We will remind the humans what it means to provoke the Kion Empire." As Zorak turned away, Admiral Monroe's smirk remained frozen on the view screen. "One more thing," she said. "When you come, bring something interesting. We've had 1,000 years to prepare for your return. We're looking forward to it." The feed cut, and for the first time in 3 centuries, Zorak felt something alien clawing at his mind. Doubt. Scene: Kion War Readiness Report. "Military assessment," he ordered. Lurar tapped his datapad. "Based on 1,000-year-old records, Earth maintained 50 million active troops and approximately 10,000 spacecraft, most sublight." "And our forces?" Zorak asked. 10 trillion warriors across the Empire, 500 million currently deployed on capital ships. The Armada includes 100,000 warships, each capable of rendering a planet molten." Zorak relaxed. The math was undeniable. "Even if they've progressed," he said, "they haven't matched that." Lurar hesitated. "There's one more thing. A psychological anomaly." "Speak." "Humans exhibit an unusual trait. They respond to threats with heightened aggression, not submission. And their relationship with mortality is irrational. They act as if they are immortal. That makes their behavior unpredictable. Zorak scoffed. Psychology won't save them from plasma barrages. Set course for the Sol system. Maximum velocity. 3 weeks later, edge of the Sol system. Entering Pluto orbit in 5 minutes, Commander, announced Navigator Zell. Zorak stood tall, his silver ceremonial armor gleaming beneath the bridge lights. Any sign they've detected us? He asked. No transmissions, no mobilizations. System appears unguarded, reported Comms Officer Trill. Overconfidence, Zorak sneered. The prelude to collapse. The Armada swept past Neptune and Uranus. No resistance. When they passed Saturn, Zorak exhaled. Perhaps the humans truly were bluffing, he muttered. Or mad. Commander, called Science Officer Kell, suddenly alarmed. I'm detecting anomalous movements in Saturn's rings. Explain, Zorak demanded. The rings are shifting. Against all gravitational logic, they're moving intentionally. Suddenly, the tactical display exploded with alerts. They're not ice, whispered Krell. Billions of camouflaged vessels rose from Saturn's rings, each once indistinguishable from natural dust and ice, now forming a formation that rivaled the Keon Armada in scale. Incoming transmission, Human Defense Command. Incoming signal, Trill said, voice trembling. The view screen lit up. Admiral Monroe stood on the bridge of a human command vessel, sleek, angular, more advanced than anything the Keon had imagined. Welcome to Sol, Commander Zorak, she said brightly. I see you brought the whole family. How thoughtful. Zorak growled. What is the meaning of this deception? Where did these ships come from? Monroe tilted her head, the smirk returning. Deception? No, just preparation. You had 12 galaxies. We had time. Scene: orbit of Saturn, Sol system. The bridge of the Keon flagship fell into stunned silence. On the view screen, Admiral Monroe folded her arms behind her back. Her voice was calm, deadly. For 1,000 years, you assumed peace made us complacent, that we grew soft, idle. She stepped forward. The lighting on her command deck shifted, revealing rows of human officers, each standing at rigid attention behind her. But peace didn't make us weaker, Commander Zorak. It made us focused. It gave us purpose. We didn't waste time expanding outward. We turned inward and perfected everything. The Keon command crew stared in disbelief as the fleet data streamed in. Human vessels were faster, smaller, untrackable. Tactical readouts couldn't lock onto more than 12% of the ships. The rest were ghosts. Zorak clenched his mandibles. His voice was low. Deploy forward squadrons. Begin target lock. Already too late, Monroe interrupted, as if hearing him directly. Behind her, a wall of starlight unfolded, Earth's shadow fleet uncloaking from hyperspatial distortion. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. Vessels previously hidden within Saturn's rings, the asteroid belt, the Oort cloud, coordinated, prepared, silent. You wanted war, Monroe said, her smile vanishing. Now you have it. And Commander. The screen zoomed in, her eyes locked with his. You started it. A soft chime echoed across the Keon bridge. Warning, energy surge detected, multiple human signatures incoming. Zorak's claws tightened on the rail. Shields, now! But the first wave had already launched. The sky above Saturn ignited. Scene: near Saturn orbit, Sol system. The darkness of space fractured. Brilliant lances of energy carved silently through the void. Dozens of Keon warships shuddered as electromagnetic shockwaves rippled across their hulls. No explosions, not yet. But systems were failing, weapon locks collapsing, navigation scrambling. On the Keon flagship, chaos erupted. Command channels are compromised, shouted Officer Trill. Tactical arrays are receiving phantom telemetry. They're inside our networks, Lurar hissed. Already inside. Zorak stood motionless, trying to make sense of the impossible. His empire, his armada, was the most feared force in known space. It was unbeatable, and yet No human weapon had even fired a traditional shot. Cut to Earth Defense Fleet, aboard flagship Aegis Ascendant. Admiral Monroe stood as calm as the vacuum outside. Engagement Phase 2, staggered silence protocol, she ordered. Acknowledged, replied her second-in-command, Commander Arlen. All squadrons in ghost formation, ready for phase shift. One by one, human vessels blinked out of visible space, not cloaking, but folding behind tactical distortion fields engineered to scatter quantum positioning. Commander, Arlen said, watching the fading Keon formations on the tactical map. They have no idea what's coming. They're not attacking us, Zorak realized, whispering. They're dismantling us. Across the Sol system, Saturn's rings fractured fully and became a living wall of war. Dozens more squadrons streamed from deep orbital cradles around moons and planetoids, long thought uninhabited. The humans had waited for this, planned for it, and now the trap was closed. Scene, human comms network, broadcast repeating across the galaxy. To all civilizations observing this conflict, humanity did not start this war, but we will end it.